Hello friends, we are discussing about nomenclature of hydrocarbons. So far we have seen nomenclature of open chain hydrocarbons or aliphatic hydrocarbons. In this video we will be recollecting all the points what we have discussed. I mean to say we will be summarizing the nomenclature of open chain hydrocarbons or aliphatic hydrocarbons. So first of all, the term hydrocarbon means the compound that is made up of carbon and hydrogen. So the term hydrocarbon means the compound that is made up of carbon and hydrogen. And these compounds are also called as organic compounds, as they are made up of carbon atom, which is called as organic atom. Carbon atom is called as organic atom, and these hydrocarbons, they are made up of carbon and hydrogen. So these hydrocarbons can also be called as organic compounds. And we have seen the classification of these organic compounds also. So these compounds, they are classified into open chain compounds, and closed ring compounds. These open chain compounds and closed ring compounds, based on their saturation, they are further classified into saturated compounds, unsaturated compounds, and these open chain compounds or aliphatic compounds, they are further classified into straight chain compounds, branched chain compounds. And we have discussed about the nomenclature of all these type of compounds, that means the saturated compounds and unsaturated compounds. These straight chain saturated open chain compounds, branched chain saturated open chain compounds, straight chain unsaturated open chain compounds, and branched chain unsaturated open chain compounds. So this part we have completed. This part we will be discussing in the further videos. So in this video we are going to summarize all the points what we have discussed regarding the nomenclature of these open chain compounds or aliphatic compounds. So here the simple hydrocarbons are of three types. Basically they are classified into two categories, saturated and unsaturated. So the simple hydrocarbons, I write it. Or we can say straight chain hydrocarbons. So these simple hydrocarbons or straight chain hydrocarbons, majorly they are classified into saturated and unsaturated. So here these saturated straight chain hydrocarbons are called as alkanes, whereas unsaturated straight chain hydrocarbons, based on the type of unsaturation, whether double bond is present or triple bond is present, based on that property, they are called as alkenes and alkynes. So how these compounds are given this kind of names? If we observe periodic table, in periodic table we have a column like alkali earth metals. So these alkali earth metals, why the name is given to those earth metals, that name E means to those alkali earth metals, they are having a property of forming ash when they burn. So there are ash forming compounds. Those alkali earth metals, they are having a property of forming ash when they burn. So in Greek, the ash forming agents will be prefixed with alk. So alkalis. So alkalis means the substances that will form ash when they burn. So these hydrocarbons, when they burn, they are also forming ash. So that's why these hydrocarbons are also given a prefix alk. And based upon the type of saturation, or we can say the nature of these hydrocarbons, whether they are having single bond, they are having double bond, they are having triple bond, based on that, Greek suffixes are used. So in Greek, prefix alk represents the property of the substance. That means ash forming. And the Greek suffixes, so this is prefix, and the Greek suffixes ein, and ein, these represents the nature of the compound. Ein represents single bond, that means saturated compounds. En represents double bond, and ein represents triple bond, unsaturated compounds. So here the term alkane means ash forming agent, that is, or ash forming substance that is having single bond. Alkene means ash forming substance having double bonds. Alkyne means ash forming substance having triple bonds. So like this, the names for alkanes, alkenes and alkynes are given. And we also discussed that we have one union which we call as IUPAC, and this union framed certain rules to name these organic compounds. So according to this IUPAC, by adding prefixes and suffix, we will be getting the name of the compound. So in order to name an organic compound, we have to add the prefix and suffix. So from here we will get these prefixes and suffixes. So IUPAC system itself, it has prescribed standard prefixes and suffixes. So here this prefix indicates size of the compound and the suffix represents nature of the compound. That means how many number of carbon atoms the compound contains, that will be represented by the prefix, and what kind of bonds they are having. That means the nature of the compound, whether it is saturated compound or unsaturated compound, that will be represented by the suffix. So here the compounds that are having 1 carbon atom, 2 carbon atoms, 3 carbon atoms and 4 carbon atoms, they are given general names like meth, eth, prop and but. So if the compound is having 1 carbon atom, 2 carbon atom and 3 carbon atoms and 4 carbon atoms respectively, they will be having the prefixes meth, eth, prop and but. So these are the prefixes which we will use commonly for the compounds that are having 1, 2, 3, 4 carbon atoms respectively. From the compound that is having 5 carbon atoms, IUPAC system prescribed certain Greek numericals as prefixes. If the compound contains 5 carbon atoms, we will be using pent, prefix pent, 6 carbon atoms, hex, 7 carbon atoms, hept, 8 carbon atoms, opt, 9 carbon atoms, non, 10 carbon atoms, dec, 11 carbon atoms, undec, 12 carbon atoms, dodec, 13 carbon atoms, tridec, 14 carbon atoms, tetradec, etc., etc., etc. Like this, we will be having these Greek numericals as the prefixes. Whereas coming to suffix, so based upon the nature of the compound, if it is having only single bonds, then the suffix an is used. If it is having double bond, then the suffix in is used. If it is having triple bond, then the suffix ein is used. So by combining these prefixes and suffixes, we will be getting the name of the compound. We will see one example. So this is the example here. So this compound is having 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 carbon atoms. So 5 carbon atoms means the prefix will be pent, and the suffix, as it is having only single bonds, ane will be used. So pent plus ane, the name of the compound will be pentane. Then if it is having any double bond, then as it is having double bond, suffix ene we have to use. So the name of the compound will be pentene. If it is having triple bond, then the suffix ine will be used and the name of the compound will be pentyne. So like this, we will be naming the compounds. So here, in case of unsaturated compounds, we have to designate the position of double bonds or unsaturations. And while designating the unsaturation, we should keep in mind that the carbon atom that is having unsaturation should get the least possible number. So for example, as we have seen in previous case, if this carbon here, the unsaturation is present here, if we start numbering from here, 1, 2, 3, so second carbon atom will be having the double bond. If we start numbering from here, the third carbon atom will be having the double bond. So according to the rules, the carbon atom that is having unsaturation should get the least possible number. So the name of the compound will be 2-pentene or pent 2-ene. Like this, we will be naming the compounds. So This is about naming the simple compounds, or we can say the straight chain compounds. Yeah. One more case. What if more than one unsaturation is present in this case? So to represent the number of unsaturations, again we will be using Greek numericals as prefixes like di, tri, tetra, penta, etc. These prefixes will be used. So here two unsaturations are present, so we will be using di as the prefix, and the type of unsaturation is double bond, so ene we will take. So the name of unsaturation will be diene. So two unsaturations are present and it is double bond, so we will be using diene as the name for the unsaturation. So the name of the compound will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 carbon atoms. So 7 carbon atoms, hepta diene. So if we give numbering from here, second carbon atom will get the unsaturation. If we get numbering from here also, second carbon atom will get the unsaturation. So no problem. What in both the directions we can give the numbering. So here second carbon atom and fifth carbon atom is having unsaturations. So the name of the compound will be hepta 2,5 diene. Like this we will be giving the names. In case of combined unsaturations, triple bond is present. In this case, while giving the numbering, we have to consider the stable unsaturation. So here double bond is more stable than triple bond. So this double bond will be given the first priority. So here we will be starting numbering from here, because the carbon atom that is having more stable unsaturation should get the least possible number, and the highest unsaturation will be the suffix of the parent compound. So here the name of the compound will be, as it is having 7, hepta 2,8 5-ine. So this will be the name of the compound. Like this we will be naming the straight chain compounds. So for naming simple hydrocarbons, or we can say straight chain hydrocarbons, what we have to keep in mind. So to name simple hydrocarbons or straight chain hydrocarbons, we have to select prefix and suffix. So the combination of this prefix and suffix will be the name of the compound. So what is this prefix? This indicates the size of the compound. That means the number of carbon atoms that are present in the compound, and the suffix indicates the nature of the compound. That means what kind of bonds are present, whether the single bonds are present, double bonds are present, or triple bonds are present. So based on that we will be selecting the suffix. So these are the prefixes prescribed by IUPAC, and these are the suffixes prescribed by IUPAC. So here up to 4 carbon atoms we will be using the general names, and from the compound that are having 5 carbon atoms we will be using the Greek numericals as the prefixes for the compounds. So by mixing the prefixes and suffixes we will be getting the name of the compound. And if unsaturations are present, in that case we have to give the numbering. So the first point is you have to select prefix and suffix. By adding the prefix and suffix you will be getting the name of the compound. Then in case of unsaturation, in case of the presence of unsaturation, you have to number the compound, number the carbon atoms, and while numbering the carbon atoms we should keep in mind that the carbon atom with unsaturation should get the least possible number. And in case of multiple unsaturations and the unsaturations are of same type, that means 2 or 3 double bonds or triple bonds are present in the given compound, in that case we will be using the prefixes di, tri, etc. to indicate the number of unsaturations that are present. Then, in case of combined unsaturations, in that case, the lowest unsaturation will get the least possible number, and the highest unsaturation will be the suffix, or we can say it will represent the nature of the compound. So these are the points we should consider while naming the simple hydrocarbons or straight chain hydrocarbons. Then, while naming the branched chain hydrocarbons, we'll see one example. Okay, so this will be our example. So here, in this condition, while naming the compound, what we have to do means, first of all, we have to select the parent chain. So what do we call parent chain as? So here, the longest possible chain will be considered as the parent chain. We'll see now. What are all the possibilities here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So one possibility is there with 10 carbon atoms. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. One possibility is there with 9 carbon atoms. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. One more possibility is there with 8 carbon atoms. So here we have to go for longest possible continuous chain. Longest possible continuous chain. So we have to select the longest possible continuous chain, and this longest possible continuous chain will be the parent chain. If we observe in these three possibilities, the chain that has 10 carbon atoms will be the longest possible continuous chain. So we will be considering this chain having 10 carbon atoms as the parent chain. So the name of the parent chain will be decane, as all the chain in the chain, all bonds that are present are saturated bonds or single bonds only. So the name of the parent chain will be decane. 10 carbon atoms dec and single bonds ane. So decane. After that, we have to select or identify the branch or side chain. So here, branch or side chain will be the chain that is having lesser number of carbon atoms than the parent chain. So this will be considered as the branch or side chain. So here this will be considered as the branch or side chain, and this branch or side chain is having 3 carbon atoms. So the name of this will be propane. So the side chain name will be propane, as it is containing 3 carbon atoms. We will be using the prefix pro, and as it is having single bond, the suffix will be ane. Propane will be there. That will be the name of the compound. So here we should remember one more rule, that if we remove one hydrogen from any alkane, then that alkane will be called as alkyl group. So in this part, from this propane, one hydrogen has been removed and it is attached to the main chain or parent chain. So this will be called as propyl group. So the substitution or branch or side chain will be propyl group. So now we got the names of the branch or side chain and also the name of the parent chain. Now what we have to do, we have to combine both. So name of parent chain and side chain we have to combine. The side chain, the name of the side chain or branch will be the prefix, whereas the name of parent chain will be the suffix here. So the name of the compound will be propyl decane. This compound name will be propyl decane. So but here we should also keep in mind that while naming this type of compounds, we have to designate the position of the side chain also. While designating the position of side chain, we should keep in mind that the carbon atom having side chain or branch should get the least possible number. This we should keep in mind. So the carbon atom that is having the side chain or branch should get the least possible number. So here, if we start numbering from here, 6th carbon atom is having the side chain, whereas if we start numbering from here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5th carbon atom will be having the side chain. So as 5 is less than 6, we will be considering numbering from this carbon atom only, because the carbon atom that is having the side chain should get the least possible number. So the name of the compound will be 5-propyl decane. Name of the compound will be 5-propyl decane. So like this we will be naming the branch chain hydrocarbons. What if the hydrocarbon is contains, the branched hydrocarbon contains unsaturation, like this. So in this condition, we should consider the unsaturation, and also while numbering the compound, we have to give the priority for unsaturation only rather than the branch. So in the previous case, we have discussed that the carbon atom that is having the branch or side chain should get the least possible number, whereas in this case, if the carbon atom, if the compound, given compound along with the side chain, if it is having any unsaturation, in that condition, we have to give the least possible number to the unsaturation only, the carbon atom that is having unsaturation only. So instead of giving numbering from here, we will start numbering from here only. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So the sixth carbon atom is having unsaturation, and second carbon atom is having unsaturation, and sixth carbon atom is having the substitution. So the name of the compound will be 6-propyl dec2ene. So like this, we will be giving the name to the compound, or else we can also write like 6-propyl 2-decene. So like this, we will be giving the name to the compound which is having both unsaturation and side chain, or we can say branch. So the point we should remember is, if the compound contains both unsaturation and the side chain, in this condition, unsaturation should get the least possible number. Okay, so here, while considering the unsaturated branch chain hydrocarbons, we have to think about 2 points here: whether the unsaturation is present in the parent chain or the unsaturation is present in the side chain. If the unsaturation is present in the parent chain, that will be simple. Just like normal alkenes, how we give the name to the normal alkene or alkyne, like that only we will be giving the names, and the substitution, the name of the substitution or side chain will be added as the prefix. But in case the unsaturation is present in the side chain, then again here in this case we have to consider whether we have to identify whether the unsaturation that is present in the side chain is directly attached to the main chain or parent chain, or the unsaturation is separated from the parent chain with one or more carbon atoms. Okay, so before discussing that, we also should observe whether more than one unsaturations are present, multiple unsaturations are present. We have discussed already, if multiple unsaturations are present, we will be using the prefixes di, tri to represent the number of unsaturations. So here the name of this compound will be 6-propyl two 4 7 decadiene, or 6-propyl dec 2,4,7 triene. Sorry, here also we have to write triene only because 3 unsaturations, 3 double bonds are present. So the name of the compound will be 6-propyl 2,4,7 deca triene, because second, 4th and 7th carbon atoms are having double bonds. Or we can write 6-propyl 2,4,7 6-propyl dec 2,4,7 triene. Like this, we will be giving the names. In case if the compound is having combined unsaturations, let us consider this as triple bond. So the parent chain is having combined unsaturations. In this condition also, as we discussed in the previous cases, the stable unsaturation will get the least possible number and highest unsaturation will get highest unsaturation will represent the nature of the compound. So this will be the suffix. So here the side chain will be the prefix 6 propyl deca 2 4 diene 7 ine. So this will be the name of the compound. So like this we will be giving the name of the compound. If the unsaturations are present in the main chain, or we can say parent chain. If the unsaturation is present in the side chain, then as we have discussed, we have to consider whether the unsaturation, the present unsaturation is directly attached to the parent chain or it is separated from the parent chain with 1 carbon or 2 carbon atoms or more. So let us consider the unsaturation is directly attached to the parent chain like this. So in this condition, as it is propyl substituent and the unsaturation is directly attached to the parent chain, in this case we will be adding the suffix idene, propylidene. Okay, propylidene. So here the 6th carbon atom, sorry, 1 2 3 4 5, the 5th carbon atom will be having the substitution or side chain, and the name of the compound will be 5-propylidene decane. So this will be the name of the compound. So in case of the presence of unsaturation directly attached to the parent chain, if this unsaturation is separated from the parent chain with 1 or more carbon atoms, in this condition what we will be doing, so here the name given will be propenyl. So the name of the compound will be 5-propenyl decane. If the unsaturation is directly attached to the parent chain, then the suffix idene is used. If it is separated from the parent chain by 1 or more carbon atoms, then the suffix il is used to the name of the side chain. So if if it is attached directly, then propylidene. If it is separated with 1 or more carbon atoms, then it will be propenyl. So in case of more number of, or we can say in case of the presence of unsaturations in both parent chain and branch. So in this case also we will be considering this as the alkene, and the name of the side chain will be considered as we discussed in the previous case. So like this, the name here will be propylidene. So 5th carbon atom is, sorry, in this case we will give the numbering from here 1 2 3 4 5 6. So the 6th carbon atom is having propylidene as it is directly attached to the parent chain, and propylidene dec 2nd carbon atom is having the unsaturation. So 6-propylidene dec 2-ene. If the unsaturation is separated from the parent chain with 1 or more carbon atoms, then the name of the compound will be propenyl dec 2-ene. So like this we will be giving the names to the compound. So here we also should consider that if the unsaturation is separated from the parent chain with one or more carbon atoms, then in that condition we have to designate the carbon atom that is directly attached to the parent chain. Okay, so here numerical 1 will be used, and while writing the name 6 propenyl 1-yle. This 1-yle represents the attachment, direct attachment of the first carbon atom to the parent chain. So 1-yle dec 2-ene. So like this we will be writing the names to the compounds. Yeah. And one more thing we should remember is we have to designate the position of unsaturation also here. So what we should write the name as 6 pro. So here the second carbon atom, we will write here 6 pro. Second carbon atom is having the unsaturation, so pene propenyl 1-yle, then dec 2-ene. So this will be the name of the compound. Like this we will be representing. So here 1-yle represents the attachment of the first carbon atom to the parent chain. So the name of the compound will be 6 pro 2-ene 1-yle decene, dec 2-ene. Okay, like this we will be giving the name to the compound. So in case of presence of multiple unsaturations in the parent chain and presence of unsaturation in the side chain, so in that case also we will be using the diene. So in the previous case what we wrote 6 pro 2-ene 1-yle dec 2,4 diene. Okay, like this we will be writing the name. If combined unsaturation is present in that condition, so 2,4 diene 7-ine. So this will be the name of the compound 6 pro 2-ene 1-yle dec 2,4 diene 1-ine. So this will be the name of the compound. Like this we will be naming the compound in case of presence of combined unsaturations or combined unsaturations in the parent chain and unsaturation in the side chain. So this is about the nomenclature of simple hydrocarbons and branched chain hydrocarbons, or we can say the nomenclature of open chain hydrocarbons. So now, in this video we have discussed about the nomenclature of open chain hydrocarbons. In the next video, we will be starting the nomenclature of closed ring hydrocarbons. So because I can't discuss all the more examples in the video, so I'm not able to write n number of examples. I took only one example and explained. Okay, please do comment in the comment section if you want any more explanations. I can make more videos on the examples. So from the next video, we will be discussing about the nomenclature of closed ring hydrocarbons. Thank you.